Well. I'm sure you guys hear what's going on. I'm sure you hear it. I'm sure you hear it. And hey, man, can't get them all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give this a few minutes here before I start rolling. Let some people come in. But yeah, the Crows. I'm sure you guys heard them. Did you hear them? You want to hear them again? Here, I'll give it to you again. Give me a second. There we go. All right, that's enough of that. Nah. Hey, man, G Funky here, and I'm back post fight. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. And man, I just want to say this, man. Much credit to Gervonta Davis for proving me wrong on a lot of things last night. And the day before. You know, I didn't think he was going to make weight. He made weight. You know, I didn't think he was going to be able to knock Leo out. He knocks Leo out. And, hey, credit to him, man. You know, I'm not going to come on here. I've never been one to come on here and make excuses or make things up about why what happened and there happened. Look, man, at the end of the day, this was a hell of a fight, man. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I ordered the pay-per-view. You know, I had two TVs rolling last night, man. I had the ESPN card on and I had the Showtime card on at the same time. Little hard to I mean, I've done it with other sports before. It was a little bit harder with boxing. But I was able to manage to get through, and I was able to watch all the fights last night. And man, this was a good fight, man. For the 6 rounds that it went, this was a good fight, man. A good action. Both guys going toe to toe. Sorry, guys, I'm here with my daughter right now, trying to do this video. Don't really have a lot of time today, so I figured I'd get it in right now. I don't want to make you guys think I'm running or something like that, you know. But she's chilling here with me right now. She's getting a little impatient, but yeah, I thought this was a hell of a fight, man, and it was almost kind of like I expected it to go. Like I said in my prediction, you know, I said Leo's going to be letting the hands go. He was going to be throwing more punches. He did that. I feel like, you know, he didn't throw as many as he normally would, but he was the busier guy, while Tank was the guy who was more economical, landing the big flashy shots. And that's pretty much how the fight went, you know. I thought some of the things that Leo could do and that I mentioned in my prediction video, he was doing in there, man. He was doing some good work. He was landing some combinations on Tank. He even landed enough punches on Tank to where he started to swell up his eye from some good left hooks that he was landing on Tank. Tank was doing great timing, good with the pull counters. He was landing some good body shots on Leo, which he was kind of setting up for that big uppercut that he landed in the 6th round. And, you know, much credit to Davis, man. He was able to, you know, hang in there, not get himself tired, you know, because that was the game plan for Santa Cruz, for Team Santa Cruz. You heard it going into that 6th round. His corner told him, "Look, man, you know, we're getting to the point now where he's starting to get tired, and we're going to start to take over this fight in the second half." That was their strategy, you know, was to hang in there for the first the first half of the fight, and then try to pour it on the second half. And that's what I think happened in that 6th round. Leo got a little more busy that round, throwing punches. And you know what? That's what happens, man. When because Leo's he's a pure combination puncher, man. And when you throw combinations like that, you know, you give your opponent an opportunity to punch with you and catch you in between shots, you know? And that's exactly what happened with Tank, you know? People, you know, I've heard some people, some casuals that watched the fight last night, called me after, like, well, why did he lay against the ropes, and why didn't he move his head and things like that? I'm like, look, guys, like, I know you guys don't watch boxing like I do, but you got to understand that, you know, when you're in a fight, that's gonna happen, man. When you let your hands go like that, you know, you give your opponent the opportunity to catch you with some shit. And Leo got caught with some shit and didn't recover, you know. But man, it was a good fight. Like, I'm not gonna come here and complain that the fight sucked or anything like that. I think the fight was a good fight, man. I enjoyed it. I was very entertained by it. I think there was a lot of good action, a lot of good back and forth, and it ended with a big knockout. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what there is, why anybody would complain about the fight. I was happy. I was happy at the end of the day, even though my prediction was wrong. You know, I come back on here and I take my crow and we move on to the next one, man, you know. But yeah, this was, you know, good fight for both guys, I think. Leo, you know, probably should go back down to 126, get some fights there. And as far as Tank goes, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, you guys tell me where he should campaign from here on out. You know, should he stay at 130? Should he move up to 135 and fight those guys there? I know he's had one fight there against Gamboa, but I don't know what else. I mean, there's some good fights for him at 130. There's good fights at 130 and 135 for Tank. I guess it all just kind of depends on where he wants to be. You know, a lot of names though in both divisions, and you know that's exciting, man, because these are all good fights. Tank starting to, you know, step up in competition. This was the biggest win of his career, and he does it in dramatic fashion on pay-per-view. It was kind of cool to have a live audience, you know. I mean, we get to hear the trainers a little bit more and stuff like that, but you know, the reactions from the fans is really what you know, gets people excited and makes things a little more exciting, you know. So that was pretty cool. And like I said, I enjoyed every minute of it. I want to say a few things though, man. Some things that I want to say. Now, here's the thing. You know, you guys that picked against me, that picked Tank Davis, like, you know, you guys got every right to come here and say, I told you so. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it. No problem. I've been seeing a lot of things on social media, things getting ugly. And I don't understand it, man. I just don't understand it. And I'm talking about from a fan's perspective, because if you hear anything from Leo and Gervonta after last night, and even before the fight, you know, like when you watch the press conference, when he's like, there wasn't like a lot of heat. There wasn't a lot of trash talk, you know. Both guys just came in and said, look, man, I'm going to come here, do what I got to do, and try to get the W, you know. They kept it pretty professional. And, you know, I like that in some cases, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes trash talking is good, you know. People that maybe are on the fence about ordering the fight, get them to want to order the fight. But sometimes it's cool to just kind of hear guys come out and just, say, hey, man, look, he's a great fighter. I'm a great fighter. I'm training my ass off. I'm coming in here to win. And that's that, And that's what I got from both guys. And even after the fight, it was the same way. Like, check this out. This is Leo Santa Cruz.
Hey, we're here with the 4th Division champ. Looks like he's doing great in high spirits. How you doing, Leo? Everything?
Yeah, I feel great. Yesterday I went to the hospital. They checked me. They did a scan, X-rays, and everything came out great. And we did the knockout. He got me really good. But we're good. Thank God. God bless me. Be here with my kids. That's how we got.
Hey, man. He said, "Hey, man, look, he got me good. He knocked me out. There's no excuses, no hatred, no nothing from Leo after the knockout. Even Tank put this out there last night after the fight. He said, this is from Tank on Twitter. He said, I'm glad you're okay and your dad is okay. Thank you for the opportunity to share the ring with the Warrior. I'm forever grateful. I mean, guys, just imagine if some of you guys behave this way, And I know you're probably saying, well, G-Funk, you went in hard on the Lomachenko guys. And I did. And you know why I did that? Because those dudes, let me tell you, man, they were real dismissive and arrogant for months with some of the things that they were saying about that fight. There wasn't a whole lot of that going on with this one, So it's different there, man. I'm reacting to these dudes like, if people just kept it boxing, then guess what? I'll keep it boxing too. But these guys don't. Those guys didn't, And the guys that just kept it boxing with me, I went to go see them after the fight. Like I went on BFTV last night, live, post-fight, right after the fight. I seen that he was live. I popped up in the chat. I said, hey, bro, drop me a link. Let me come on because, I went on his platform when the fight was first signed, and I made a video about the fight. And then I said I thought the fight was 50-50. So he had me come on. We talked about it. There were some people in his chat that said some things that I didn't like. So I addressed that. And I came on, I said, hey, man, I told you I would come back on, right after the fight, whether Leo wins or not. Came on, like a man, took my L like a man. You know what I'm saying? No big deal. I really wish that a lot of us would look at it the same way and do it the same way, But unfortunately, we're not going to get that, especially with the internet. You're always going to have these trolls. You're always going to have, these fake tough guys come on and say things that, just say stupid shit, man, But it would be kind of cool if these guys could behave the way that the fighters actually behave, Because, I mean, there's nothing but a respect from both guys after the fight, I mean, Leo's not bitching and moaning about it. So why should I, Why should anybody that picked Leo complain about it? He's not complaining. Look, he went in there and fought his ass off, man. Nothing to be ashamed of, man. This is a fight. This happens in fights. You get hit with a big shot. Sometimes you don't get up. It just happens. I think Leo shocked a lot of people with the way that he performed last night with Davis. There was people telling me Leo wouldn't be able to land shit on Davis. That he was too slow, that he was a zombie, he can't box. I mean, that was not the case last night. He was doing some good work in there. So, I mean, there's no reason to come on here and bitch and complain. Tank did his thing. He gets the win. Biggest win of his career. A lot of big fights ahead for him, man, and I want to see him. I want to see him in there with the Burchelts and the Valdez and Shakur Stevensons and the Jojo Diaz's. Those are guys at 130. If he's going to go to 135, I want to see him. I still want to see him fight Loma. I still want to see him fight Lopez. I still want to see him fight, if you want to fight Haney, you want to fight Ryan Garcia, Fortuna. All these fights are good. Linares, if Linares wants to stick around and continue to fight, I think these are all good fights. These are all good fights for the sport, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm excited, man. And I also want to say this. Now, I know a lot of people were saying things that, that I was being hard on Tank, that I was only focusing on the negative. Look, man, I said this in the prediction too, man. I believe in tough love, okay? And I really like Tank, man. I do. I said this a million times, man. I was always trying to make sure that, people paid attention to Tank. I put him out there to a lot of the casuals that I knew. When he fought on that Mayweather-McGregor undercard, I made sure everybody was watching him that night, even though he looked like shit in that fight. He missed weight. I was telling everybody that night, I said, man, keep an eye on this kid, man. I think he could be something, Started having the bad performances. So, yeah, I lost a little bit of faith in him, man. And that was one of the main reasons why I picked Leo, because Leo had been more consistent. Now, hopefully Tank can, he had himself a good training camp, it looked like, better than I thought, obviously. And I want him to continue this way, man. I don't want to see him go back and then have his next fight, he's going to miss weight or not look so good, I want him to continue this momentum. He's got good momentum right now, I want him to continue on this path. That's what I want to see from Tank, And the last thing here I want to talk about. Gary Russell Jr. Boy, this guy, he's really starting to become something else, man. He's really starting to become something else, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to ignore you guys in the chat, man. But I just wanted to get some things off my chest. Boxing Historian, what's up, bro? Bruce Goes, hey, what's up, man? He says, great fight. Leo was as tough as it. Yeah, man. I think he proved a lot of people wrong, man, with some of the things that they were saying. Joe Lopez, 40 ounces, what's up, bro? He says, don't tell me you paid. I did. I had about 30 people in my house, so technically I didn't pay for it. Because what we normally do is people will come and they'll drop money on the fight, $5-10, whatever, So I ordered it, yes, but did I pay for it? Like, no, not really. But yeah, I did. But yeah, I want to talk about Gary Russell here before I wrap this video up. This guy. First, he talks about Terrence Crawford. I was willing to go all the way up to 147 to fight Crawford. The negotiations with Haney fell apart. Now he wants to call out Tank. Talking about, I've been wanting to fight your little ass, and I seen all I need to see in this fight. Leo was lumping you up, and I mean, that's true. Yes, Leo did lump him up, but guess what? You know what Leo did that you don't? Leo had the fucking balls to actually get in the ring with Tank, bro. Like, he didn't just talk shit, He said it after he beat Flores last year. He said, look, I want to fight Gervonta Davis in 2020. And guess what? He fought Gervonta Davis in 2020. Not Tank. Gary Russell, you're always talking about fighting the who's and these guys, but it fucking never happens, man. Never happens, bro. Like, it was kind of funny at first, all this shit you talk, but now it's starting to get annoying now, dude. Like I don't know what the obstacle is going to be here to fight Tank. There shouldn't be an obstacle. You want him? You can fight him next. But if something falls apart this time, then you know what? I don't ever want to see Gary Russell talk shit again, man. Just close your mouth, dude. All right? Leo actually had the balls to get in the ring with him. I don't know. We'll see. I hope you fight. I think that's a good fight too. I want to see it. But you do a lot of talking and not a lot of walking, Russell. So it's time for you to get your ass in the ring with somebody, man. Like Leo did. Okay? So, yeah, guys. I'm going to wrap this thing up. But before I go, one more time. Before I go. Oh, man. I love it, man. You guys know what it is, man. HCP, the home of real boxing talk. G Funky. I'm out. See you on the next one.